Recently, controversial streamer Johnny Somali had a court case in South Korea after he has had multiple viral infamous clips spread around the web. These clips would always range in severity, like saying racial slurs, disrespecting the country's statues, and just much more. And apparently his court case going over all of his crimes didn't go very well for him. Welcome to the internet versus Johnny Somali's court case. It starts when Dexerto tweets out, Johnny Somali pled guilty to obstruction of business and other minor charges in South Korean court with a potential 5-year sentence. He showed up to court an hour late and hungover after puking all over his friend's apartment the night before. Meme Bastard replies, will he be live streaming from prison? Bones replies, good, lock the dumb up. Ascendance replies, please let this Muppet face consequences. And Slice of Anime says, what if we just put him there like permanently? Fairtime replies to Dexerto's post by saying, should be a lot longer. Dude is a legit menace to any society. Infantile Comic replies, after his vile display to the Comfort Women Memorial, I have zero pity for what's in store for that net negative of a human being. Korean justice will serve. Just some dude quote tweets Dexerto and says, I am fucking shocked Johnny pleaded guilty. Seriously, I was expecting this man to go for a jury trial and do everything in his power to drag it out as much as possible. Omni quote tweets Dexerto and says, irrefutable proof that I am not Johnny Somali, given I am currently here in America. Case closed. Mighty Keith replies, how do we know you're here though? Think Before You Sleep says, I've never seen you two in the same place before. Theshy Gamer replies, I don't know, man. Sounds like something someone who's guilty would say. And Pierre replies, go serve your sentence, bro. Indica Oatmeal also posts on the Art Korea subreddit that Johnny Somali has pled guilty, showing up late and hungover. And Sayol Gamegi says, straight out of an Agios's legal defense textbook. And William Bruce Bailey replies, apology and time served. Dole Ad replies, hope this POS gets the karma he deserves. And Nucleus Freeman says, to be honest, I'm only waiting for his obituary and nothing more. And Wesu says, I'm hoping it's 10 years hard labor. Spooder Dude replies, showed up late, hungover, and with a MAGA hat. And Mental Shampoo says, hoping for Trump's intervention, no doubt. Kimono Ash Armor replies, if he gets out, I hope he visits Singapore. And Practical Brush asks why. And Kimono says, caning. I hope he brings plenty of chewing gum and spray paint. And Practical Brush says, sorry, I don't understand. And Kimono clarifies, Singapore does corporal punishment via caning. An American kid vandalized cars with spray paint and got caned in the 90s, with his parents begging for clemency. Chewing gum was long outlawed as well. Not sure if it still is. Then YouTuber and lawyer Legal Mindset tweets out, for context, Ramsey is Johnny Somali's real name. Ramsey's first day of trial just concluded. He was 1 hour late and came in with his roommate, Hank. Both Ramsey's lawyer and Ramsey had no idea about the new charges, so they pushed the next trial date for 3 weeks from today, April 9th. Johnny pled guilty to all the other charges. Details on charges below. Reminder, Ramsey faces a total of 4 charges, 2 counts of obstruction of business and 2 violations of the Minor Crimes Act. Today, he pled guilty to 1 count of obstruction, a convenience store, and 2 counts of the Minor Crimes Act, dead fish harassment and disrupting a subway/bus. Jeffrey replies with this picture of Johnny wearing the white suit and a MAGA hat, and the caption, this him? And Legal Mindset replies, yes. Legal Mindset then continues his thread saying, Ramsey was also clearly wearing Hank's white suit, which was wildly oversized but had an ebony ivory vibe going on with Hank's black suit. He was also told twice to take off his MAGA hat. Then he attaches this picture of himself with the caption, outside the Somali courtroom, where he is standing outside of it. Bort replies, was he drunk? And Legal Mindset says, hungover or high? Self-Arrest then replies to Legal Mindset with this clip that CE Joe posts, with the caption, Ramsey not only streamed and drank last night, he ended up puking his guts out in his boyfriend Hank's apartment. No wonder he was late for court this morning. The tard was hungover. And attaches this clip.
I'm giving y'all the first viral moment tonight.
Then another YouTuber, Atazi, also makes a tweet about this situation when he says, went to the Johnny Somali trial today in Seoul, South Korea. Things went terrible for him. He came in smiling and mocking us, but the smile was cut quickly when the judge announced the charges. With the current official charges, he's facing a decade in prison. But we also found out more charges are coming alongside of a separate court case. The case before him had been ongoing for over a year, so it seems like either way he will be stuck here for a while. If there's a takeaway, don't harass people in public for your content, then continue to double down over and over again. Wes Bestern replies, "They let you wear a hat in court?" And Atozi says, "Nah, took it off before we walked in." Neketsu Hiro says, "How was Hank? Did he behave himself? What did he do, if anything at all?" And Atozi replies, "He turned around at us and said, 'You guys are a bunch of losers.' Then he was shushed because he talked during court and that was it." FRWay says, "Lol, what a moron." Dabby replies, "Huge self-projection." Thick NY Accent says, "You could have said, 'At least I'm free to go home, visit family, fuck my girlfriend, and eat outside food.'" And Puss Puss replies, "Nah, that's too much. Sometimes a big wide grin is enough." Omni replies to Atazi's original post with just the goat emoji. And Jake asks, "How sick is South Korea though?" To which Atozi replies, "Love South Korea so much." Howling Mutant replies to Atozi's original post by saying, "Is he actually crazy or something?" And Ian Miles Chung says, "Fuck him right in his stupid face." Nerd Wonder replies, "I wish you could have filmed his face. Seriously, what did he think was gonna happen? He thought he'd have to pay a fee or something?" And Jackie replies, "Well, according to his late night drunken rant, he was planning to pretend he was crazy." And Nerd Wonder says, "Like that ever work? This man is an idiot who should have been behind bars earlier." Manchu Fist says, "Ideally, they would just launch him over the DMZ with a trebuchet." Liger Zarans also posts in the our YouTube drama subreddit that Atozi showed up to Johnny Somali's trial, and Foxfire 802 replies, "He went all the way to Korea just to watch the trial. I respect the hustle." And Bollywood Bulk Bogan says, "That's real hater energy." Shiki9 replies, "Sounds like he's getting reamed. Hope they use him to set a precedent for outrage YouTubers." And Dinos replies this, "Also for his own safety at this point, this guy needs to be and stay in jail. His brain unlocked the 'if I'm outrageous in public, I get money' loophole. There's no fixing that. That needs a cold turkey getaway from society for a good long while. It's like unlocking 'if I put this H into this vein, I feel crazy good for a little bit.' Once a brain checks this loophole, that's that." And yeah, I also really hope it's a really heavy sentence simply as a precedent. This shit needs to stop. It's not just these rage bait YouTubers in other countries, which is already bad enough. It's also the rage bait with the AI slop, the food waste rage baiters, the CSA baiters, the coloring book on TikTok, the weird videos family bloggers upload of their minor children knowing full well who saves those videos. This whole shit gotta stop. Seriously. Trash Raccoon replies, "Probably would discourage this style of content or make them just fake these stunts with paid actors so at least they're not actually harassing people. If more countries just handed out long sentences over this shit. There's a reason these streamers do this nonsense in other countries and not the USA. Not that there isn't any, but the shift to going abroad to act like a jackass rather than stay home and act like a jackass is for a reason. Consequences. They know people overseas tend to be more polite and less likely to be a reactive nutjob with a gun or lawsuit happy or labeled as a terrorist. The prank YouTuber that got shot in Indian came to mind. So they can act however they want to their audience of stunted preteens, basically taking advantage of other nations' goodwill and general hospitality. They are already lost at this point. Getting their ass kicked in prison for a decade with zero cameras or positive reinforcement is the only detox that can help them. If it's 30 years, I would say harsh but fair, especially when no one is advocating a bring Johnny home protest, because either they don't know him or do know him and hope people like him stay where they are. Then Legal Mindset tweets out this clip of Johnny with the caption, "Johnny Somali, Ramsey Khalid Ismail, talks tough, but he legitimately ran from a small Korean girl into the courtroom."
They're claiming that like I came in and I was fucking blindsided by the fact that I had a new charge and motherfuckers was like sitting in the wrong place and niggas was nervous. This shit was a breeze.
Fuck you.
Do you admit the charges? Is there anything you want to say? Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
I know for a fact I'm not gonna go to jail. Not one day in jail, but
Show Off Swagger replies, "Can a public defender refuse to work with him, especially if they were to see this?" And Legal Mindset says no. Billy Butcher replies, "I don't get it. Why is he still like this, knowing that he's going to prison for a long time?" And Legal Mindset says main character syndrome. Brad replies, "I saw the video. Are you sorry?" And he just runs away. Peak comedy right there. Santos Felipe Carlo also posted the Dexerto article on our livestream fail, and And Gordon from Men replies, it's actually really bad for him. The Korean prosecutor unveiled new charges in the court that neither Johnny or his lawyers knew were coming, and the courts have essentially moved on to the next stage of the trial, a stage that, when reached, essentially guarantees a conviction. Some 90% of cases that have gotten to this stage result in massive losses for the defendant. To clarify regarding the legality of unveiling unknown charges, they were charges for things he did during the trial, such as contempt and things he did on stream the night before the trial. So yes, they were within legal bounds to unveil new unknown charges. Penny Apollo replies, he's on video doing all of the shit he's being accused of. He's losing particularly because he's a room temp IQ streamer. And Giant Punda says, room temp in South Korea is in metric units. That's approaching durable level intellect. Aggressive Judge posts in the Our Korea subreddit, will Johnny Somali go to the nice foreigner prison in Korea? I remember reading somewhere here that in Korea there is a prison specifically for foreigners and that the conditions are quite nice. I mean, it's a prison, but I want Johnny to get the real experience. Is that true? What are Korean prisons usually like? I really hope Johnny gets the most premium experience. Just curious. An Insane Big Dave replies, inmates may be housed in shared cells, typically small and with heated floors, on doll, rather than beds. Sleeping mats are provided. All inmates wear prison uniforms and are addressed by their assigned identification numbers. Wake-up call is usually around 6 a.m. Simple Korean meals are served 3 times a day, usually rice, soup, kimchi, and small side dishes. Prisoners usually get 1 hour of outdoor exercise per day. Inmates are expected to bow to staff, avoid eye contact with guards, and follow precise etiquette. Silence is often enforced during meals and certain activities. Johnny might struggle to follow that rule. Safazon replies, why does this feel like an amazing retreat experience? And Lola Lazuli Lapis says, now that you mention it, it sounds like a silent Buddhist retreat. And so obviously there's still major news that will be coming out for this story. We'll make sure to keep you in the loop as we learn more. Big shout out to our first Tier 3 member and internet representative, Kiko. We appreciate the support from you and all the fans alike. But that's what the nerds had to say so far. See you in the next episode.